Composer Huang draws inspiration from Chinese and ancient folk music, as well as Western avant-garde, experimental, and electronic sounds. His piece Folk Songs for Orchestra is part of his effort to set famous folk tunes gathered from across China for orchestra. In doing so, he hopes to share these ancient songs, tinged with Rouault's own musical voice, with the wider audience. We're thrilled to share 4 of these songs with you, including Little Blue Flower and The Girl from Dablin City. You don't want to miss Bella Hristova, who will debut with the Auburn Symphony Orchestra, performing Florence Price's Violin Concerto No. 1. Bella is a recipient of an Avery Fisher Career Grant and is a laureate of the Indianapolis International Violin Competition. Florence Price includes in her violin concerto stylistic elements of spirituals, yet one can also hear the influence of Western composers, such as Tchaikovsky, who was clearly a model for Price's concerto. Speaking of Tchaikovsky, the Auburn Symphony Orchestra will end this concert with a performance of Tchaikovsky's 6th Symphony, the Pathétique. This work is perhaps the peak of 19th century Romanticism. Tchaikovsky himself said of the work, and I quote, "Without exaggeration, I have put my whole soul into this work." The symphony opens with feelings that are foreboding and melancholic, but in the second movement, the mood shifts and we get a beautiful waltz set in 5/4 time. The third movement is a vigorous and passionate march that will raise the hair on the back of your neck with its breathtaking virtuosity. But then, as a finale, we get one of Tchaikovsky's most painful musical expressions. Labeled Adagio Lamentoso, we are reminded that life is filled with the highest highs, but also the lowest lows. This symphony is a musical embodiment of what it means to be human. Join us to hear these 3 magical works by Huang, Florence Price, and Peter Tchaikovsky, played by your Auburn Symphony Orchestra.